Okay, let's just dive right in. We've all been there, right? You pull an all-nighter, you cram for a big exam, and you walk out feeling like you've got it all locked in, only to realize a week later, it's pretty much gone. It is so frustrating. But what if the problem isn't you or your brain, but the system you're using? Well, today we're going to build a new one, a really powerful framework that pulls together more than 20 science-backed strategies to finally make learning stick.
I mean, this is the big question, isn't it? For any student, for anyone trying to learn something new. You put in the hours, you do the highlighting, you read the chapters over and over, but that knowledge just slips away. It feels like you're pouring water into a leaky bucket. And as it turns out, there's a very real scientific reason for that leak. So meet the villain of our story, the forgetting curve. This idea has been around since the 1800s, thanks to a psychologist named Hermann Ebbinghaus. And what it shows is kind of scary. Our ability to remember new stuff just plummets over time if we don't do something about it. It's a totally natural process. But here's the good news. It's a curve we can absolutely fight back against. And that is exactly our mission here today. We're going to build a system. We're calling it our learning pyramid. And it's designed specifically to flatten that forgetting curve. This is not about studying harder or pulling more all-nighters. Nope. It's about building a smarter, more efficient structure for learning, layer by layer, right from the ground up. So let's start with the first and most fundamental layer. And honestly, this is the part almost everyone overlooks. Before you can use any fancy study trick, you have to treat your brain for what it actually is, a biological organ. It needs the right fuel and the right maintenance, just like any other part of your body, to perform at its best. Let's talk about sleep. Because it's not just about resting, it's an active process. Think of your brain having this amazing nightly filing crew. During that deep, slow-wave sleep, your brain is literally replaying the day's lessons, moving facts from your short-term memory to the long-term vault. Then, in REM sleep, it works on skills like muscle memory and managing emotions. So you can see why pulling an all-nighter is just a terrible strategy. You're basically firing your entire memory consolidation team right before their biggest shift of the day. And just like a high-performance engine, your brain needs premium fuel. The science here is crystal clear. Just eating a good breakfast gives your brain the steady energy it needs to actually focus. And then there are micronutrients, like omega-3s, from stuff like salmon and walnuts, and B vitamins. These are the literal building blocks for your brain. And on the flip side, a diet packed with processed sugars can actually damage your memory. And the effect here isn't small. I mean, check this out. One study found that students who consistently eat breakfast can score up to 17.5% higher in math. That's not a tiny edge, that's a massive difference. It just shows you what a well-fueled brain is capable of. All right, foundation is set. Let's move up to the second layer of our pyramid. Once your brain is physically ready to go, you need the psychological will to learn. This is the engine. This is your motivation. And I'm not talking about just cramming for a grade. We're talking about that deep internal drive that really pushes you forward. So, according to a really powerful idea called self-determination theory, the first part of this engine is autonomy. This is simply the need to feel like you're in the driver's seat of your own learning. When you feel like you have a choice, and it can be a small choice, like how you take notes or when you study, your own natural motivation just skyrockets. The second part of the engine is competence. This is that feeling that you can do it. It's that moment of mastery when you finally solve a really tough problem. And a great way to build this is to start with small, manageable wins. You track your progress, you see how far you've come, and that becomes this incredible fuel to keep going. And the last piece of the engine is relatedness. Look, we're social animals. We need to feel connected. We need a sense of belonging with our classmates and our teachers, so things like forming a study group or even just asking someone for help. That connection makes the whole learning process feel more valuable and meaningful. Now, the thing that powers this entire engine is your mindset. If you have a fixed mindset, you believe intelligence is just something you're born with. So when you have to try hard, it feels like a sign that you're just not smart enough. But with a growth mindset, you believe intelligence can be developed. Suddenly, challenges aren't scary, they're opportunities. And effort is just the path to getting smarter. This one belief changes everything. Okay, we have fueled our brain, we have fired up our engine. Now we get to the very top of the pyramid, the toolkit. These are the specific, science-backed strategies that are going to transform your study sessions from just passively staring at a page into powerful, memory-building workouts. And hey, don't just take my word for it. A huge analysis from 2021, which looked at over 240 different studies, came to a really clear conclusion. The undisputed champions of effective learning are distributed practice, which you might know as spaced repetition, and practice testing, which is a powerful type of active recall. So let's break those down. First up, active recall. This is the complete opposite of just rereading your notes or highlights. It's the act of forcing your brain to pull information out without looking. Think of it like this. Every time you successfully retrieve a memory, you're strengthening the neural pathway to it. You're making it easier to find next time. It's a workout for your brain. Now, you pair that with its perfect partner, spaced repetition. So instead of cramming everything into one night, you review the material in these increasing intervals. This schedule is specifically designed to interrupt that forgetting curve right before the information fades away. It's like sending a perfectly timed ping to your brain that says, hey, this stuff is important. Don't you dare delete it. And the results are just amazing. Study after study shows that students using this combo of active recall and spacing can boost what they remember long-term by up to 50% compared to just cramming. Now, it does feel harder in the moment, but that extra effort, what scientists call desirable difficulty, is exactly what forges those stronger, more durable memories. Here's another powerhouse tool for your kid: interleaving. This just means mixing it up. Instead of studying all of one topic in a big block, then moving to the next, you alternate between them. So for math, instead of doing 20 problems on topic A, then 20 on topic B, you'd shuffle them together. This forces your brain to constantly figure out which strategy to use, which dramatically improves your real-world problem-solving skills. So you can start to see how this all fits together into a strategic toolkit, right? Each tool has its job. Active recall is for testing what you actually know. Spacing is for locking things in for the long haul. Interleaving is for when you need to master different but related concepts. And another great one, dual coding, just combining words with visuals, gives your brain two different ways to access the same memory, making it even stronger. So let's just zoom out for a second and look at what we've actually built here. This isn't just a random list of tips and tricks. No, it's a holistic system. It's an integrated pyramid where every single layer supports the one above it. Your physical health supports your mental drive, which then powers your study strategies. So if you take anything away from this, let it be this. Effective, long-term learning isn't about finding one single magic bullet. It's about systematically building this pyramid. First, you lay the foundation with good sleep and good nutrition. Second, you build that motivational engine by taking care of your psychological needs. And third, once all that is in place, you apply these high-efficiency tools to do the work smarter. And that really brings us to the final and most important question. And this one is for you. As you look at this system, where's the weakest point in your own learning pyramid right now? Is it the foundation, the engine, or the toolkit? Because just knowing where to start, that's the first real step to building a system that finally makes learning stick.